It's 6 o'clock, and it's time for the annual town meeting to be called to order. I would like to first say that item number 8 on our agenda will not have any action taken on it, so that item will not need to be discussed, and we will be removing that from the agenda this evening. We also need to have a motion to approve the minutes of April the 12th, 2022. Been moved and seconded, the minutes of the annual town meeting of April 12th, 2022 be approved as printed, because they weren't read, okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same order. The ayes have it. It's time now to call for our electors, to call for a moderator to handle the rest of this.
I would like to nominate James Quisenberry as our moderator. Sorry. You want to second me so that we can
A second.
Thank you.
All those in favor of Mr. Quisenberry taking the meeting over, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same order. Ayes have it, Mr. Quisenberry. I need to administer the oath of office to you.
Here, or do I sit here?
I need to swear you in first. I need you to take the oath of office, and you can then sit wherever you please. Okay? Okay. Official oath for the moderator of the annual town meeting. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties
of the moderator of this town meeting
of the moderator at this town
best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me Phyllis.
so help me God.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We'll sign this before this is
Okay.
over, okay?
Okay. I'm going to sit next to you for that.
Okay. Okay. Now you have to just follow the rest of the agenda.
All right. So next on the agenda is public participation. Is there anyone from the public that would like to address this meeting, this town meeting? Seeing no one wishing to address the town meeting, we will move on to item number 5, program updates from the Cunningham Township Supervisors and Assessors Office.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Danielle Chenoweth. I am the Cunningham Township Supervisor. I would like to take this time as we are broadcast to let folks know where they can receive public program updates for Cunningham Township. Our town board receives updates from myself, the supervisor, once a month. Our meetings are the second Monday of each month at 6 o'clock in the City Council chambers at 400 South Vine Street. And if a member of the public of the township goes to the Cunningham Town Board website, they can see all of the prior meetings, including the supervisor's memo, and then videotape of the discussion of that meeting. They can also see any resolutions or ordinances, and there's a section called financial reports where they can at any point see our budget, our audit, etc. So essentially, by going to that link, there's a number of financial statements. Here's an example of the supervisor's memo. If people would like an overview of that memo, they can watch the town board meeting from yesterday where I gave an update on the program reports. Another important place to get program updates is to look at the annual budget. The annual budget for this year is linked off of the website, and essentially we have about $2.3 million in expenses each year. budgeted, and about 1.3 of those are in general assistance. In the budget, there's an overview of a note from the supervisor that talks about some of the challenges that we face in our community. Township is the last safety net for lowest income residents of Urbana. We also serve Champaign County with state funds in terms of our homeless services. To talk a little bit about trends in terms of rise in people with disabilities, what they're facing in terms of discrimination, our shelter system. So I encourage people to take a look at the budget, which narrative, which provides an overview of what we face, the solutions that Township has come up with, and the budget that we have that has been approved by our town board annually. That's typically approved in June or July of each year. And I will stop with that, and I'll go over the annual financial statement when we get to that part of the agenda.
All right, thank you. Next, seeing the assessor's not here, so we don't have a report from the assessor's office, is that correct?
That's my understanding.
And then reports of officers?
I have none.
Okay, so annual financial statements.
Actually, I should mention that it is our intention, so typically we have to go to either the electorate or the board to dispose of surplus property. And so we are in the process of decommissioning the town car, which is quite old. And we've been given a grant from the city of Champaign's COVID dollars to buy an outreach vehicle, which will be our new vehicle. So stay tuned. We will be going through a process to dispose of the Prius. In terms of our annual financial statement, that's also linked off of the Cunningham Township website. You can see our annual financial report, which is our audit for the year. This is also our AFR that is posted with the state of Illinois. It's a public body. All of our finances are open to the public for review. So essentially, we received a clean, unmodified report from our auditor. And I will say probably the bottom line of this is that we are in the process of expanding our services. So we've been saving up, and our net position increased by about $260,000 last year. So we typically will run a bit of a surplus each year, as we did last year. And we are carrying a fund balance, which is within the amount, the cap that is stipulated by the state of Illinois, but does allow us to make some investments, and we are looking at some additional investments in our homeless services in the coming year. The rest of the report basically goes into details about our IMRF liabilities. If anyone has any questions, they should feel free to reach out to my office. I'm at supervisor@cunninghamtownship.org. But generally speaking, our financial position, which is that we have been taking in a bit more than we've spent for a number of years, we're in a solid financial position. And as I reported to the town board on Monday, we are on track to run slightly under budget in the fiscal year that we're in. That's all I have.
Right. Thank you. As was mentioned earlier, item number 8, we're not going to consider. And the next thing is to set the time and place of the next annual meeting, which is listed here as Tuesday, April 9th at 6 p.m. in 2024. Do we need to move that? Could I have a motion to set the time of the next town board meeting?
Yeah, I second that, Tuesday, 6 p.m., April 9th, 2024.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? I don't see any. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. The time has been set. And we have come to the end of our agenda, and the town meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.